we're going to be talking about how to hold pads. When it comes to holding pads, oftentimes people struggle with it because they're used to hitting them. So when it comes to actually holding them, they don't understand the concept of it. So the first thing we need to understand about holding pads is the position, okay? Because remember, when you hold pads, you're trying to simulate a fight. So if you're holding your pads too far apart, now you're kind of teaching your opponent to hit two targets. When in reality, the target's right in front of him, okay? So when you hold pads, we need to ensure that hands are close together. So keep your pads just in front of your head, okay? Shoulder width apart, a bit narrower, the more experience you get. And from there, you're just gonna basically ask your partner to throw their punches at the pads. For example, I'm gonna get Nicole to hit some pads, and I'm gonna keep the pads nice and tight to my face, okay? So jab, boom, jab cross, boom, boom, jab cross, boom, boom, jab, boom, double jab cross, boom, jab cross, boom, boom, jab double cross, boom, boom. So as you saw there, Nicole was hitting pads. She was hitting two targets, but the targets were close to my head all the time. So they weren't too far apart. They're always nice and tight because she's getting used to on throwing everything straight down the middle. Step number 2 is offering some resistance to the hitter, because when they throw their punches, you give them a little bit of resistance, allows them to focus on their recoil a little bit better. And also, if you're asking for jabs and crosses and they fully hyperextend their hands and you're not giving them any recoil, any resistance, they could seriously injure themselves. So when you hold pads, make sure you give slight little resistance to your partner. So a little bit pushback, okay? Don't go too far, because now you're stopping them from fully executing their punches, but just a little pushback, okay? Okay, so now, as Nicole's gonna be hitting the pads, we're gonna make sure we give slight little pushback to making sure that she doesn't hyperextend, get any injuries on her elbows, okay? So ready? So jab, boom, always give that little pushback, jab cross, bam, double jab, bam, bam, double jab cross, bam, bam. I'm always giving a slight little pushback, especially on them long shots, because more chance of injury, okay? So hands up nice and tight, jab cross, bam, bam, jab cross hook, bam, bam, bam. Nice. With your hooks, you don't have to really give resistance, okay? Because there, what we can focus on is making sure that they're not overcommitting with the shots. So when she throws her hooks, okay, you can give a little resistance, and sometimes just let her punch through the pad. Because now, she can focus on not overcommitting to her shots, because if she overcommits, okay, off balance, and we don't want that, okay? But on the long shots, jab crosses, boom, boom, always give that resistance. Step number 3, ensure you don't keep your pads like loose, okay? Same principles before, you want to have a slight little pushback, but you make sure you keep your pads firm, because if you don't keep your pads firm and your partner hits the pads, there's a high chance they're going to hit back and you're going to get hit in the face, okay? And there's nothing worse than getting hit in the face with your own pad or back of your own fist. So now, when Nicole hits the pads, I want to make sure I'm not just like pushing back, but keeping them loose, okay? So here, if she hits hard, okay, because I'm keeping the pads like nice and close, okay, I can hit myself in the face. So every time you hit the pads, hold the pads, make sure you're keeping everything nice and firm. Doesn't matter where the shots go, okay, keep everything nice and firm. That slight pushback, that's it. Especially when your partner throws long shots, okay? So ensure you keep your pads firm. Step number 4 is be reactive with your pads. So if I'm asking my partner to throw jab and a cross, and I go jab cross and they throw their punches fast, their strikes very fast, but I'm not quick enough to get my hands in the position, okay, the high chance is they might hit me in the face, okay, as the pad holder, and the reality is you don't want to get hit. So make sure you reactive with your drills, and once again, if you don't put the pads there in position, they might hit and hyperextend. So now the person who's in pads gets injured. I'm going to ask Nicole to throw, said, jab double cross. I want to make sure I get my pads in the right position, okay, as she throws the strikes. Because if I wait too long, if I go jab cross, she might throw that jab and then throws that cross. She might hit me, or if she doesn't hit me and she goes too far over, she might hurt her elbow because she's hyperextending. So always make sure you be reactive with whatever you ask your partner to hit. So jab cross, bam, bam, nice and fast, jab cross or cross. Bam. I'm always in position to react to whatever my partner throws. One more time. Keep the pads visible. Just like being reactive, you need to make sure you keep your pads visible, because if you ask your partner to throw something Or even like you make them do a specific drill and you want them to throw specific shots. And if you keep your pads away from your partner, away from their sight, okay, once again, they can't perform in their skill or their technique. For the hitter to hit the pads, keep them visible directly in their line of sight. So let's say jab, double hook cross, jab, nice. So I don't want to keep my pads down here, because the reality is she's not going to look at my hips and try to hit the pads there. She's going to always look at my shoulders, okay, and my chest, because that way she can see if my hips move as they're like a fire. Well, as soon as I go double jab cross, and I go hook cross, and she can't see the pads, she's got nothing to hit. So tip number 5 is make sure you keep the pads in the line of sight of your partner. Step number 6 is communication. Make sure you communicate with your partner. For example, if I want my partner to hit jab cross, okay, and a hook, I'll tell them, okay? So don't expect them to know what you want to do. So, for example, I want Nicole to hit a specific combination, and every time she finishes a combination, I want her to move left and right, okay? Just to disengage from directly being in front of me, okay? Jab cross hook. Nice, and then she moves, okay? Double jab cross. Then she moves. Uppercut free. And then she moves. Every time she finishes a combination, she gets out of sight. Jab cross with the body. That's it. Jab cross. Nice. So for example, now I want to change the drill. Okay, round comes round 2. We want to change up the drill. Now the drill is, okay, hit what you see. Single shots, hard, or hit what you see. But I tell her what the drill is, because that way she can now start focusing on individual shots. Okay, so now every time you hit, I want you to roll. So I tell her the drill before we start, so then when it comes to it, she knows what to do. She throws a single shot, she's expecting something to come back, she always rolls. Even if I don't throw anything back, she's still ready to roll, because I want her to focus on that attack and then the defense. Attack and then the defense, okay? So that's your tip number 6. Communication with your partner. First, with your partner, start nice and slow, start nice and easy, okay? Get used to on holding individual shots, okay? As the pad holder, for example, now, okay, I'm gonna get Nicole to come back in, and I'm gonna ask her to throw a simple shot, and then every time she throws that shot, she's gonna move, okay? So we're gonna do that several times, and we change the punches, okay? So now Nicole's back in, so we're gonna go, let's say, jab, and she moves. So single jab, boom. I just get used to on holding that pad with a jab, okay? So she throws that jab, boom. And then change it up now, let's go cross. She throws it again, she throws it, and then she moves. Boom. Okay, so we're getting used to on throwing that single shot, catching that single shot on the pad. From there, we can progress onto 2 punches, okay? So where we go left to right, okay? Or as they call Dutch style. So now Nicole's gonna throw her shots. She's gonna go from left to right or right to left. And once she finishes, she moves off again. Okay, so jab cross. That's it, nice. Let's say hook cross. We're always going left to right, right to left, okay? Cross up. That's it, she finishes with her shots, okay, and then moves off. Uppercut hook. Jab cross. So for that drill, we focus on going left to right, 2 shots, okay, and then we just gradually start building up. For example, next drill we're going to do is 2 shots, and every time she finishes, I want her to do defense. So here, for example, let's say I ask her jab cross, okay, whichever side she's going to finish the last punch on, she's going to block the punch, okay, so jab cross. Cross up. Jab cross. Uppercut hook. Hook cross. Jab cross. Cross up. So now every single time she finished her attack, okay, she gets used to on defending, okay? So we gradually just build the drills up. Start with your single shot. Just get used to holding that pad for a jab, okay, for a cross. Then you add 2 shots in, okay? Then you add a sword defense into it, and then from there you just gradually build it up, okay? And that's a simple principle on how to learn on holding pads. Gradually just increase your shots and your defenses. There you have it, ladies and gents. A few tips to help you become a better padman. Remember, being a padman is not just about feeding punches and kicks. It's also incorporating defenses, because at the end of the day, your goal is to help your partner. Get more tips regarding combat sports. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Stay strong, keep fit, keep fighting, and I'll see you in the next one.